današnjoj degustaciji vina. Kada biste mogli da se probudite sutra sa novom veštinom ili sposobnošću, šta bi to bilo?
Yes, I am just graduated from WSET level 4, which is the highest level, and I am planning to start Master of Wine Institute, which today there are only 420 people in the world, and I would like to have the skills to be able to taste and tell each wine, oh, this is Margaux 1996, this is Barossa Valley, maybe hotter vintage, maybe cooler vintage 2011, oh, this is Napa Valley, but sub-appellation of Oakville. So I would like to have these amazing skills to facilitate me to walk towards Master of Wine, to become a Master of Wine.
Koji je najbolji savjet koji ste dobili?
Well, the best advice I was giving is by my current boss, a French patron, the owner of Chateau Palmer and Anglo-Day. He told me once, at wines, for the perfect beauty, don't look for perfection. Perfection doesn't exist. A great beauty of a wine is an imperfect perfection. So that was the best advice I ever get for wine. Imperfect beauty. It all have to be balanced. That's it. It's all about balance, freshness, and drinkability. The French calls it buvabilité.
Šta vas pokreće?
What is driving me? My wine passion is driving me. You know, 6 years ago, I moved from Istanbul to Bordeaux to make my master's in wine and spirits management. Then I continue my studies in WSET level 4 and starting Master of Wine Institute hopefully soon. It's just a passion of wine. I like drinking wine. I like discovering wine, and every night there is wine, a glass of wine for me and for my dear wife. So that's the wine passion that drives me every day.
Ako bih mogla da probam samo 3 vina, koje bi to vina bila?
Well, I would say if you are trying, in my case, I come from Bordeaux, so I have to tell you 3 legendary estates and maybe vintages to try. I would say number 1, Chateau Cheval Blanc, from the right bank, Saint-Emilion Grand Cru Classé A, not anymore because they left voluntarily, but you can never find in the world these sleek Cabernet Franc tannins and this exceptional aromatic quality. Number 1. Number 2, I would definitely say Chateau Palmer, which we are the owners, Seychelles family is owners. I had 1961, the mythical 1961, the best wine from Bordeaux 1961. The wine is older than my father, but it's still youthful and drinking amazingly. Number 3, I would say maybe I would like to have a bottle of Mouton Rothschild 45. It's because you celebrate the end of the war, and it's one of the mythical wines. The wine is still youthful, although it's more than 8 years old, it looks like a 40-year-old wine. So 3 wines, it would be those, from Bordeaux, of course.
Sommelieri biraju vina bazirano na nauci i stručnosti. Njihova umešnost i veština čini idealan dvojac sa kulinarskom baštinom.
Well, I can be very, very technical and say that it has to do with fat and acidity, but I could also be very romantic and say that it has to do with basically what you like. It needs to be good in the end of the day, and you need to love what you're having, what's going on in your palate, with your food. I think that's the magic. Besides that, when you have a dish that emphasizes the wine or vice versa, or something different happened, then a bit in psychology we call it gestalt, you know, like the combination of the things that emphasize and make it even better together. That's the real magic when you get it right. I don't really remember when was the first time I fell in love with wine, but I remember the first time I fell in love with a specific wine grape. I had a Cabernet Franc in a winery where I worked, and there was something magical and sexy and wild in that wine that I was like, I want to know more, and that was a moment. And since then I have a very, very soft spot for that particular wine grape. My best advice to people when it comes to wine is just keep on drinking, just keep on trying. leave your head and in general in life, leave your head and your heart open, and beautiful things will come to you, and just keep on trying. Don't focus on just one thing. Wine is love, and love drives me. Wine is something very, very emotional, and our emotions change as well when we age, and it's a relationships, and it's a whole lifetime, really. Like, you are changing and I am changing, so my taste is changing and my approach is changing.
Potraga za znanjem je put napredovanja. Tu nema prečica, kao ni u dobrom vinu.
What do you mean when you mean making comeback? You mean that 5,000 years ago we used to produce wine in the biblical times, and actually it never stopped. It was all these years we produced wine. Wine is part of our tradition, also part of our religion. You know that every Friday we make, it's called Kiddush. We bless the wine, and we accept the Saturday with a glass of wine. And all the other religious holidays, we always drink wine. For example, in Passover, we drink 4 glasses of wine. Each wine represents something else in our tradition. So I think it never stopped. In one hand, tradition, but on the other hand, very, very modern and technical, modern and innovative wineries, combining with young people that in Israel that really, really like to drink wine, and it brings beautiful wines, beautiful wineries, and each year we have more and more winemakers in Israel, and it's amazing that it's such a small country. We have all these differences in climates, in soil, in terroirs. I think that makes very, very special wine and very interesting wine culture in Israel. I think what you can find in the bottle, in each bottle there is a story. The story of the winemaker, the story of the soil, the story of the combination between the tradition to the modern. And each wine tells another story. And I think it's always interesting to hear the story and to hear what makes this winemaker to make this wine, why did he choose this terroir to make his wines. Even the names of the wines are interesting, and the differences between all the wineries are interesting.
Dalmacija. Pa evo, Dalmacija je zapravo, ja bih rekao, to je kao jedna bombonjera. Znaš, ono, sve je umalo, nikad ne znaš što ćeš dobiti. Tako bi ja definirao Dalmaciju. To je jedna posebna regija koja ima nešto više od 5000 hektara, a toliko autohtonih sorti. To je jedno veliko bogatstvo, taj jedan genetski materijal kojeg Dalmacija ima, ne samo sorti vinove loze, a i maslina i tako i drugih kultura. Tako da nije to slučajno. Postoji jedan dovoljan razlog zašto je to tako, a naravno krije se i u povijesti samoj i dolaskom i Grka i kasnije Rimljana i promociji toj loze i kasnije sadnje toj loze po cijeloj Europi. Tako da vrlo bitne stvari su se dogodile nekada davno na području Dalmacije i zato ona obiluje sa tolikim bogatim tim genetskim materijalom autohtonih sorti. Sad kad govorimo o Dalmaciji, Dalmacija je interesantna jer je vrlo mala je, kao što sam rekao, ali je fragmentirana. Znači imamo otočiće, imamo priobalje, imamo Dalmatinsku zagoru, znači imamo dosta tih različitih mikrodžepova klima. Tako da, naravno, na otocima radimo vina punog tijela, snažna, koncentrirana, ali recimo 10-15 km samo od obale prema unutrašnjosti rade se pinušci, rade se čak i Sauvignon Blanc, lagana bijela, onako hrskava ljetna vina. Tako da Dalmacija je vrlo, vrlo raznolika. To je i prednost, a i čak i nedostatak ako želite biti recimo konkurentni na nekim eminentnim stranim tržištima, jer sve je malo, a imamo dosta različitih stilova vina. Jel? Međutim, to je vrlo interesantno. Danas u svijetu, kada imamo dosta tih takozvanih generičnih vina, koja su sva ista, koja su onako industrijska vina, onda kad dođete u Dalmaciju ili kad kušate dalmatinska vina, imate zapravo priliku stvarno doživjeti tu autentičnost i taj teroar i opet kažem tu raznolikost u sortimentu i naravno filozofiji vinara. Evo, danas smo tu kao udruga Vino Dalmacije koja broji nekakvih 70-ak članova, nadamo se da će nas biti još i više i imamo tu kombinaciju i malih vinara i velikih vinara. Evo ovdje za štandom našim imamo vinara koji svega radi 5000 boca pošipa, koji proda vrlo brzo na domaćem tržištu, ali jako i lukrativno od njih razmišljaju korak unaprijed kako bi naravno i sade nove vinograde, a naravno onda i treba novo tržište, tako da su i oni danas tu. A recimo na ovom drugom ekstremu imamo vinariju vina Dalmati koja radi 1 milijun boca, tako da koja je najveća vinarija u Dalmaciji. Tako da imamo svega. I to je ono što je interesantno. A opet i za stolom, kao što sam već i rekao, imamo baš onako tu rapsodiju autohtonih sorti.
Koliko je sati? Da li je uvek pravo vreme za dobro vino?
Naši vinogradi se nalaze pod peskom, znači pesak preko dana greje vinovu lozu i u toku noći znači nastavlja grejenje, znači ne otpušta da kažemo tu, to jest zadržava toplotu, znači što se tiče vinove loze. Radimo, znači do sada smo radili vina od jedne sorte grožđa, kadarke, proizvodimo belo, roze, 2 crvena vina i u najavi je penušavac koji će izaći takođe od sorte kadarka i od prošle godine smo zasadili, to jest imamo prvu berbu, znači tamjanike, tako da se bavimo proizvodnjom isključivo autohtonih sorti. Naš osnivač Vinarije, koji nažalost nije više, da kažemo, među nama, je, da kažem, jako veliki ljubitelj i muzike, a i, da kažemo, vina bio i zato je izabrao sortu kadarka koja, znači, je malo specifična i teška za uzgoj, a samim tim, pošto je ljubitelj muzike, Franca Lista, znači njegove kompozicije, da kažem, je bio veliki takođe ljubitelj i naša vina se zovu, znači, po njegovim kompozicijama Allegro, Fantazije i Rapsodija.
Prije par dana smo na jednom od najreferentnijih svjetskih sajmova u Londonu dobili najveće priznanje za jedan destilat koji je dobijen na Balkanu, a to je trofej za grozdovu rakiju od sorte Muskat, što smatramo velikim uspjehom jer to je ipak nešto što je i tradicija naša. Iako imamo malu produkciju kraft destilerije do 10.000 litara, imamo izuzetnu kvalitetu, radimo monosortne rakije i uz vina koja su ovjenčana sa 600 različitih medalja iz svijeta. Evo i trofej dolazi za našu destileriju.
Kada se približava Nova godina, intenzivira se matematika, tako da se sabira ono što je dobro, oduzima ono što nije. Množe se ljubavi, sreće, radosti i dele sa onima koji se vole.